Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Activities for People Living at Home with Dementia. We are proud to offer this series with funding from the Area Agency on Aging and the United Way of Tarrant County. These programs are recorded. Oh, won't this one be fun to rewatch? And are made available for viewing through a YouTube channel for future use. I am Martha Brown, your host for today's activities. We are presenting today, Where in the World is Heather White? And Heather, I don't know what you're presenting, so I'm just going to turn it over to you and give you the next 45 minutes.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Everyone, good morning. I've been sharing with a couple of friends of mine about this undisclosed location I'm in, and I'll give you a couple of hints along the way. But I've been saying and hearing Merry Christmas a lot. So there is a theme to this little event that I'm at, and I would like to share a couple of clues with you about where I am. And then hopefully you can guess where I might be.
You're doing really well about posting what you have to show us. That's awesome.
Good.
It came up the first time.
That's right.
Yay.
Yay!
See, she's going to be a great facilitator.
Maybe whenever I have the link saved and the actual connection part of it is smooth, I'll be a trainer like nobody's business.
There you go.
Teaching everybody how to do it. Got to figure it out myself first. So I've started a new program called Where in the World is Heather? And the goal is every time I host an event like this or I facilitate it, I will either be at or have recently been at a different location. And the purpose of this program is for me to share clues about where I am. I'm currently on location. And the clues will be, as we go, they will be more and more specific. And you can share stories and ask questions along the way. And bragging rights goes to the person who guesses where in the world Heather is.
Oh, that's just been a competition.
The Gaylord.
You were supposed to hear that part. I didn't know I was on audio.
Yeah. That's all right. Go ahead, Heather. Go ahead, Heather. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was really in the back of my mind, keeping my fingers crossed. Nobody heard
You
that.
thought since we had dementia that we'd forgotten it by now,
No,
right?
I thought since Martha called me on the phone, it wasn't on it for everybody to hear. Oh, no.
Sorry.
So
right.
act surprised at the end, okay?
Yeah, we will. We'll act surprised very much. Yes.
So that's the way it should have gone, right?
That's the way it should have gone in a perfect world. So here are a couple of photographs of the location that I'm at. And a few clues is that I am in the United States. I'm at a family-friendly tourist attraction. The place that I'm at is a 10-acre resort. You guys, this place goes on forever. It's known for, on their website, it says that they're known for their deluxe lineup of amenities. And it's close to a lake. So anyone ever been to, since you know where it is, anyone ever been to this location before?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
What can you tell me about your experiences at this location?
Myra, you probably remember when we went together. I remember mostly business meetings I had there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how
We went to a
sad.
dinner there one time, didn't we?
Yeah.
A mystery. One of those dinners where they had a mystery that you had to, that they provided entertainment during a dinner.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty good, I thought.
Oh, nice.
We've been there to walk around and look at all of the Christmas.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We went to the ice thing one year.
Yeah,
Actually, we've been to the one in Florida too. The Gaylord in Florida too.
There is a chain. I didn't
Yeah.
know that there was one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Palm Beach, right?
That's
Palm
Orlando.
Springs.
Orlando.
Is it?
Yeah.
There's one in the Rocky Mountains I saw as well. And the pictures of all of them are just over the top.
Now Orlando's not as big
Uh-huh.
as the one in Florida,
Okay.
but it's still very elaborate, you know.
Isn't there a Nashville one?
I think I saw one somewhere in Tennessee. It might be Nashville.
I thought that was the main place.
I did too, Dusty.
Yeah.
Dusty
And-
said what? He thought it was all in the same place. Is that what he said?
I
No,
thought
the
that was
main
the
place.
headquarters.
the
Oh, the
headquarters. Yes.
main
Headquarters.
place. Sorry. Which
And I-
lake is it close to, Heather?
This location is close to Lake Grapevine. It sits right on the edge of Lake Grapevine. So the setup of this specific location is there is an arboretum, and I'm going to do my best. Hopefully it comes through well on the screen. I'm actually in my little hotel room at the Gaylord, and I got a room where I can walk out onto the balcony and see the atrium. You might hear Christmas music as well. Just one second.
Oh, yeah. There's a fountain. I remember they had a really, really nice sports bar there in one of the restaurants.
What were some things that you saw and heard? What came through well on the camera?
Nothing,
Nothing.
not in my end.
I-
Just
I heard
Don,
What's that?
Don was on the whole time we were on the balcony.
What was on the whole time?
Don,
Oh, Dawn was on the whole time.
yeah,
My bad.
Let me try it again. Just one second, and we'll see if we can make it work. So there's a fountain and a Christmas tree, and all around are restaurants and activities, various venues and hotel rooms. And it's also set up for, I think they said they have 88 different meeting spaces for different conferences and
whoa,
That's a lot.
And in a separate location from this main open area, this arboretum type or area is a place called the Glass Cactus, and it's a nightclub, but they also do different shows. And I have a couple of clips of an event that I went to yesterday and took some videos there at the Glass Cactus. But it's a 10-acre resort right on the edge of Lake Grapevine.
Actually, they have one in Dallas, Orlando, Nashville, Denver, and Washington, DC.
Yeah.
Part of the Marriott hotels.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yesterday, when we were checking in, we stood in line for about 40 minutes just to check into the hotel, and there were parents and grandparents and extended families with bukus of children in tow and bags upon bags upon bags, and everyone was anxious and excited, and parents were trying to corral children and corral the bags, and kids wanted to run everywhere, and it smelled like popcorn and candy, and you hear this huge water fountain in the background, and you can smell the chlorine in it and Christmas music echoing through the whole place. And they hand you a map, and there's so much to it. They have to draw out instructions for you just to get to the elevator. And I went downstairs to get coffee this morning, and the line for the coffee was out the coffee shop and down the hallway. And so I said, I'll drink coffee in my room, no problem.
Wow.
And so whenever I stopped and purchased a bottle of water, and I asked the lady behind the counter how she's doing. And she said, well, we're surviving. She said, every year for Christmas, we have almost as many visitors in the 2 weeks, a week leading up to Christmas and the week after Christmas. They have almost as many visitors in that window as they do all year long.
Wow.
Wow.
And
Oh, my.
they have all 1,500 rooms completely booked.
Wow.
1,511.
1,511. Wow.
Mhm. So here is another picture of the main open area, and every venue that's under this roof, has a hallway that juts off of this main communal area. So a few more specific clues about where I'm at in case you want to act surprised at the end. 1,500 hotel rooms, more than 400,000 square feet of meeting spaces. It's 30 minutes from DFW Airport, and they have a shuttle. So people from all over the world will fly in to DFW Airport and hop on the shuttle and come to the Gaylord. And the Gaylord is it's in Grapevine, and Grapevine is not only known for its wine, it's also known as being the Christmas capital of Texas.
Mhm.
Have you ever heard the phrase, the Christmas capital of Texas?
No.
No.
Yes, not long ago, they mentioned it, I think on TV. They were
Mhm.
showing something about grapevine.
Ooh.
Have
They
you ever
also-
traveled to
They also
Grapevine?
have the train that does a Christmas special too.
Mhm.
Oh,
There's a
yeah.
train line in
Oh,
Grapevine.
The tarantula.
Yeah. And there's a Christmas special,
Yeah,
It's kinda
the
like the-
Polar Express.
Polar Express. Yeah.
So Heather, after today, you can do the Polar Express and tell us about it.
I can.
Yeah.
I sure can.
I've been on it. Have you ever been on it?
Mm-mm.
I've been on it a couple times, and you need to have somebody to talk to, because it's not a quick journey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It goes from Grapevine down to Cowtown and Fort Worth,
Mhm.
and it takes a while.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It used to, anyway.
Heather,
I think
is
it
the
still does. It's not a quick trip. It's a
Yeah.
couple-hour trip, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
and that's
And
just
it's
getting down
known as-
there.
It's known as the Tarantula Train, right? Is that still what it's called?
the
I
Polar
think that's what it's
Express?
called every time of the year except Christmas. And I think Marcia is called the Polar Express, but they have it set up like the Polar Express.
Ooh.
So the Tarantula Train, my grandfather used to be the conductor of the Tarantula
Oh,
Train
that's
whenever it was
cool.
still functioning. The Fat Stock Show and rodeo, but it was still a place to go and buy and sell cattle.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Cool.
so it was many, many moons ago, but he used to run the Tarantula Train. I didn't know it was still called the Tarantula Train, though.
There
I
you
thought-
go.
I
Does
thought that
anybody
was
know
old
how it got
culture.
its name?
Hey, Gail.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
How did it get its name, Gail?
I don't know. I'm asking the group.
Oh, I thought you had a clue like Heather.
Heather, I'm just glad that you identified the stock show as the fat stock show, because they don't use that name anymore. So
Yeah.
they didn't. We got down here in 1979, and they used that for sometime in the mid 80s. then they changed it to something to sound healthier.
Yeah. I always assumed it was referred to as the fat stock show because people would fatten up their livestock.
Yes,
to
that's
be
exactly
sold.
right.
Correct, correct.
That's correct.
Yeah. And I heard too that there was when the cattle would be offloaded to be sold, they would walk directly up onto a scale and then an announcer would identify the weight and then auction is that how it
Mhm.
works?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've been to the auction once or
Yeah.
twice just to see it.
Nice.
Heather, you mentioned chlorine. Is the pool area working at this time of year?
So I believe it's the fountain in the center. And then there's also a lazy river that roams, it meanders through that common area space. And it's a multi-level space. And so most of the activity is on the upper floor, but then you can look down and see people kind of moseying around.
Oh,
And yesterday, we had dinner next to a couple, kind of chatting with them. And the wife said that she had been here before with her daughter, and they participated in a triathlon. And it was it was a no competition triathlon, which I've never heard of such a thing. But she said that they had people come in to compete, and they had their bicycles, and they would ride in a certain track around the parking lot, and they would run, and they ran in a certain track around the parking lot, and then they would hustle inside real quick and swim through the lazy river.
Oh,
And
cool.
I don't know if they got a medal or what the outcome was, but I could only imagine how fun that would be, and people slipping and sliding, running inside to jump in the river and run
Yeah.
back out and get on the bicycle. And
yes.
Don, you were nodding as if you're familiar.
Well, that you just described a triathlon in general. So,
Okay. Have you
So-
competed in a triathlon?
oh heavens, no. No.
That was a good answer, Don.
Triathlon to us is eating 3 different courses a meal, right?
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
I have an answer
Okay,
Tell
for
me,
the
tell me.
tarantula train.
Gail. Okay,
So what I found is that it's named that for the spider-like appearance of the train routes in Fort Worth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
There you go.
Rumor has it that the word tarantula was scary to children, so they changed the name of the steam engine to Puffy.
Puppy.
Yeah.
Puffy.
Yeah.
Puppy.
That's funny. Well, good job bringing in a
Yeah, thank
little.
you, Gail.
Now that was the surprise of the day, since everyone knows where I am.
Yeah, so, but I've always wondered why it was called that, but I never took the time to look it up.
There you go.
So
And
I
then
learned
when
something
we-
new today.
When we went there to do the ice thing, of course, you go in and they give you these big parkas to wear. I had a Santa hat on,
Mhm.
and we were in there, and the little boy saw me, and he was in his mother's arms, and he reached out and grabbed me, because he wanted to be held by Santa Claus.
oh,
And
How
so we got pictures of that. And then as I was walking out, everybody was saying, "Oh, such a good job. I'm glad you came, Santa," thing, type of thing.
oh, sweet.
You just ran with it.
I just ran with it. Yep.
You want to
Yeah.
give your jolly ho 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 impression for everybody to
Oh,
hear?
oh, oh, Merry Christmas.
Oh, man. You can tell he's a pro.
Yes.
That's good. So a little bit about Grapevine being known as the Christmas capital of Texas. There are a number of different things that the city of Grapevine intentionally brings in or overdoes around the Christmas season. You guys hit the nail on the head with the North Pole Express. Apparently that's the official term for it. They set up a Christmas village around town. So as you're driving to the Gaylord, you'll see little offshoots of a bundle of Christmas ornaments or Santa Claus waving at passersby. They have everything is lit up with red and green and gold lights. And so they have a number of different events around town. Different organizations will host Christmas themed events, and then some like not-for-profit organizations will have fundraisers and things like that. And just there's a main street in Grapevine, not too far from the Gaylord, that is a kind of a nostalgic feel. And that's usually where the bulk of the Christmas themed events are hosted. They have different hotels that run specials to accommodate all of the visitors coming in for this season. And they actually have a number of stores that sell Christmas themed items all year long. The Great Wolf Lodge redoes their whole indoor, it's like a indoor swimming pool recreation center. And it's open year round. So you'll see people in the middle of February packing their swimsuit to go swim at the Great Wolf Lodge, but they redo everything and have snow falling every, I think it's 15 minutes inside the Great Wolf Lodge. They have a local theater that does special Christmas dinners. They have Christmas themed wine trains. And there is a place called Nash Farms, just right outside the doors of the Gaylord, that they sell Christmas trees, and they do hay rides, and they have Christmas lights around all the trees all throughout the farm, and holiday decorating contests. So parts of the Christmas themed decorations up and down Main Street is different organizations who bring in supplies, and they will have a Christmas themed display with their organization name placard on it. And then of course, bukus and bukus of shopping. So it brings in thousands and thousands of people every year, specifically around Christmas. The whole town is Christmas themed. I'm sure Grapevine is not the only place that does that. Are you familiar with any other place that really does it over the top around Christmas? No?
Aren't there some places in the Northeast that do that?
Places that get a lot of snowfall?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I've been to the Palace Theater when they did It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, I've never been inside. It's the
It's an
older
old
theater.
it's an older theater. Yeah.
The singers.
Yeah. Texas Trio.
Myra and I went there to see, we saw the Texas Trio, which is about 3 tenors that were singing. It was much better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it was a Christmas
It was
program
a
there.
Christmas program there.
Nice. All right, we can keep on going because
Yes.
there is a list of things that are Christmas themed to do at the Gaylord, and I was impressed whenever I saw this list. We actually went to 2 of the events, but I had to narrow down the things to put on this list just to fit it on the screen. There's so many activities. So who was it that mentioned going to the ice exhibit, Steve?
Steve.
Right. Do you remember the theme? I think it changes every year.
Yeah, it does. It was Snoopy.
Oh, I think I went to that one. That's not this year. This is themed after the movie Elf.
I think so, yeah.
And so they have that. They have a place next to it that is for snow tubing. So they have somehow they create snow. I don't want to know what they create it out of. And kids will get on an inner tube and, you wait in line for about 30 minutes just to take,
Oh.
14 seconds sliding down and mom,
Right.
can I go again? And
Well, it's the same way in the ice area, the slides too. It's the same way. You wait in line and then you go down.
yeah.
Yeah, fast.
And you hope someone is at the bottom with a really good camera to take some good
Yeah,
pictures
Yeah.
and it's over. They have a couple of different areas in this main part of the building I just showed you where children can have balloons made. I saw one being made yesterday and it looked like baby Jesus laying in a manger. And they had another one that looked like reindeer. So very talented balloon artists. There is a group that is set aside for painting, another group that's set aside for children to sit down and decorate gingerbread houses. They have another section too where people can come and go ice skating. I'm not gutsy enough for that one. There is a Santa's snow throw. So children, instead of having a pillow fight, they can have an indoor snowball fight. They have a special breakfast that Charlie Brown hosts. And so children can come and have brunch with Charlie Brown. They have a scavenger hunt, Build-A-Bear. They have a carousel, photos with Santa, not Steve, but the real Santa.
Hey.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I was waiting for a little girl who was sitting in Santa's lap yesterday. I was waiting for her to reach up and tug on Santa's beard. I just wanted her to do it so bad, but she didn't do it.
That's why I have a real beard. Okay.
And you go, ow!
I have a 4-month-old grandson and he was two weeks old and he started tugging on my beard.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So, yeah.
Precious.
sweet.
Mhm.
So what is Mary and Light?
Mary and Light is an event that we went to yesterday, and the description of it is that it is an immersive light show. So they have different exhibits of Christmas lights made out of all kinds of material, broken glass and the different streamers and aluminum frames to make different designs. Some you can walk through, some you have to, you can just pose next to. Some play music, some are set to music. So they're, blinking and flashing, and it's really kind of neat. But it's all outdoors. And there's a path you follow and you walk through. It's almost like driving down the road and looking at Christmas lights, but you're on foot, and it's kind of neat.
Is that where the snow globe is?
There is a snow globe there.
Is it one where people can get inside?
And you walk through
Okay,
it.
because I've seen some pictures of that. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yep.
It's like a
Well,
life-size snow globe and people can get in there and get their pictures taken
That's
inside
neat.
the snow globe.
Mhm. I think so. There's one like that. Actually, that is the snow globe is in one of the hallways in the main hotel area. The one I was thinking of in the Mary and Light exhibit is a Christmas ornament.
Mm.
Yeah. So we can keep on strolling. So their theme this year is, and this is for all of their locations, is so much Christmas. But the two events that I went to yesterday, and I'll show you a couple of clips, is Cirque Winter Wonderland.
Oh my.
And the description of it was that it was, what I understood from it is it was similar to a Cirque du Soleil type of event,
Mhm.
and multiple performers. And it was, so I have a video I'll show you from that as well. I get dizzy every time I watch it, so I had to share it with everyone else. See if I'm the only one. And then of course we went to the Mary and Light exhibit. And so I have a couple of photos from that too, that I'll share with you. Is anyone familiar with the Cirque du Soleil type of event?
Yeah, we went to it when we were in Orlando. Of course, Circus Olay has a big setup in Orlando.
Mhm.
Permanent?
Permanent
per-
setup, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. But they did a setup in the Gaylord also.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah. But it wasn't, since it was Orlando, is more of a wasn't so much Christmas. It was more like a sea event, like with mermaids and things like that in it. It's
Oh,
just kind of very different.
oh, that would make sense, being so
Yeah.
close to the ocean, kind of a sea themed.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat. So I found an article that the Dallas Morning News wrote up on the Gaylord, and I thought it did a great job of summarizing all that there is here. The Gaylord Texan overlooking Lake Grapevine is home to over 1,500 guest rooms and over 400,000 square feet of meeting space. Under majestic climate-controlled glass atriums, you'll find distinctive shopping, dining, and recreation all under one roof. Within acres of indoor gardens and winding waterways, you'll discover fine dining and casual restaurants, unique shopping, an award-winning day spa, which I have yet to try out,
Mhm.
and fitness center, and the energetic Glass Cactus nightclub, of which the nightclub is not open because it's now home to the Cirque Winter Wonderland event.
Oh.
Right.
But I do have a couple of photos or video as well. Just one second. Let's see if I can pull that up. Actually, here is one of the, just a couple of examples of how elaborate their decorations are.
He's probably 6 feet tall.
I should have stood next to him to get an idea of how tall they were, but I'm not even 5 foot, so it wouldn't be a good, good measurement.
It's more than 6 foot
I bet it is too.
because the light fixtures are usually more than 6 foot.
Yeah.
Also.
So we
That's
bump our
probably
heads
about
on.
7.5 feet, something
Yeah.
like that.
My goodness.
Here's an example of one of the lights from the Marian Light event as well.
Mm.
And some of them moved. It was the arm, kind of like oh gosh, Big Tex.
Big Tex.
Hey.
Yeah. Howdy, folks.
Howdy, folks.
And here is, let me see if I can get the video to show. It was kind of a doozy. Oh, here's one of the events, the light show events that you can walk through. It's like a long tunnel. I'm trying to see how I can show this video.
Is it hard for you to believe that all this is under one roof?
You can get lost without a doubt. It's easy to do. Can you see the screen? It's kind of a purple.
Yes.
color.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yes. Mhm.
Yes.
I don't know about, let me kind of turn this down a little bit. Let me play it. And this is a clip from the Cirque Winter Wonderland. It's about a minute long.
We don't hear anything.
Maybe you turned it down too far.
Maybe I did.
This
Here's
is the-
sound.
Barely, a little bit. There we go.
There you go.
Yay.
That can't be easy.
No.
If it was, we'd all be doing
Yes.
it.
They have to have good insurance, I would assume.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yay! And the bear was, have you seen the costumes where they have a fan installed in them and the fan is blowing air and it keeps them puffed up?
Yeah.
So this bear was like that, and it had hair that was soft enough. The hair would kind of move too as the bear would walk. And there was a screen in the front of it, and you can see this lady, I would assume she's kind of petite lady in this big old bear. And when the bear would kind of do its head, she would reach her hands up and she would make it move,
Mm.
It was this neat little event. And there is another video I would love to show you if I can get it to come up. Oh, I think this was the last one actually. Share screen. In case you didn't see the view from the room very well, this is from our balcony. Looking down.
Yeah.
It's a magnificent place. So if you have an opportunity to go, or if you have any opportunities to like look at pictures or see clips of different events that they host year round, I highly recommend it. That's it, my friends.
Yay,
Sure,
Heather.
thank you very much. Excellent.
Heather,
Thank you.
that was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Next time, don't tell Martha where you are in front of us.
I know. I didn't know I was in front of you.
She didn't know she was on speakerphone.
That's
So
all
you-
right.
So
That's all
you
right. Heather.
spoiled the surprise before you revealed all the places?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's all right.
We got a bumpy start, Gail. That's all.
But we
I'm
were
saying.
surprised at the end.
Yeah.
We are so surprised, yes.
Heather, do you
Yes, ma'am.
plan to do this once a week out of your 5 days for your afternoon program? Is this going to
Yes,
be
ma'am.
okay?
Yes, ma'am. So they won't all be quite as elaborate. The goal is to have a different event set up or a different location set up every week, but it might be a historic location, or it might be focusing on a store or an organization that does something special or unique.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
The video I was going to show you before we all depart, that every time I watch it, it makes me dizzy. It's another clip from the Cirque Winter Wonderland event. I want to. Can you see my screen with the?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we, I don't know how I managed it, but we were sitting on the front row, and there was a hoop it was on a string and it would be brought down from the ceiling, and some of the performers would grab onto that hoop, and it would be lifted up in the air. So they would be lifted up in the air, and they would do tricks and spin and hang from it, and very elaborate, performances. And there was a gentleman who was performing, and I was wondering what he was doing when he first got started, but he grabbed a hold of that hoop and he leaned back and he took off running, and he jumped holding on to this hoop and swung out over the crowd. And when he came back, he started kind of doing a spin. And I assume that there is a trick to it so that you don't get dizzy. Because I would absolutely get dizzy and not be able to stand up, but he did a phenomenal job. And there's no audio on this one, but I do want to play it for you so you can see that piece of it as well. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, I'd be falling down.
Oh, you better believe it. He slings his body around and spins and spins.
I see what you mean about getting nauseated just watching it.
It's wild. I know. And then look, he stands up, no problem. He's not swaying from side to side. I wonder what the trick is.
That's
the
why I'm not a
question-
circus performer.
Oh, yeah.
I could never do that.
You do better as Santa Claus, Steve.
Thank you, thank you.
The question would be, how many people got sick after they sat right there and watched that?
I know. Who was it that used to have you would bust watermelons on the stage? and
Oh,
the
yeah.
watermelons go everywhere.
Yes.
RPG.
Gallagher.
Gallagher, that's right. Maybe it's like Gallagher show or SeaWorld with Shamu, and you sit on the front row at your own risk.
I got wet from Shamu once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, Heather, this has been most enlightening. I can't
Yes,
wait for your
thank you.
programs to start later in January. Heather, do you have a timetable for what time of day this is going to be yet, or is it to be decided?
Is it official, Gail? The 11:30?
Yes.
Yay!
So
11:30. Go ahead. This is
So
all you,
we-
girl.
we are launching 2 brand new programs beginning January the 17th, which is a Monday. And Heather will be the main leader for the Let's Get Together, a social club for seniors that will be from 11:30 to 12:15. And Where in the World is Heather will be a featured component of that program. And people will find that program through referrals from Texas Health Resources and other healthcare and services and organizations that offer services to senior adults. And participants in those programs will complete a pre-attendance questionnaire about isolation so that we can track what kind of changes we see in the levels of isolation and depression as they participate in those activities. And then additionally, activities for people living with dementia will also be offered in the afternoon. And I think that we have decided on 1:30 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. At least I think that's what we're going to test. And we haven't finalized the schedule, but Martha and Heather will be working together to offer that second time slot.
So we'll
So
still have the morning slime
still have
slot.
the morning.
Okay,
I'm not going
Yeah.
anywhere.
okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Thank you
Yes,
for
we're still
asking,
offering the
Steve.
morning. This will be a second option. So that if you have a doctor's appointment that interferes with your attendance, or for someone who mornings aren't their best time of day, or it might also give an opportunity for Paulette to join us from California
Wouldn't that be
because
great?
it's in the afternoon, and since there's a 2-hour time difference for her, that
Mhm.
would make a better time slot for her.
Is it still
But-
going to be the same link as the morning?
Yes,
Okay, okay. I just want to make sure that, no.
yes.
I'm
That
raising-
way, if you want to go to the activities program, it's always the same link and there's no confusion. Heather's new program, the Let's Get Together a Social Club, will be on a different one, and
Okay,
it will be Zoom Room 5. So instead of a 6 on the end, it will have a 5 on the end.
okay.
Well, that's the one that you fill out do a questionnaire for.
Right. And we may start doing the questionnaire for the afternoon time slot as well, because we're looking to track some data, because that helps us with funding.
Mhm.
Funders want to know what kind of data is available about the benefits of the program. And so as we move forward in offering additional programs, we will be doing some things like that to gather data to show that we're making a difference.
Are you going to send us the link for the questionnaire for Heather's?
Yes, I will.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
So, and as is always, anytime you have a testimonial, you get some positive feedback from one of your physicians related to the fact that you've been active and socially engaged on a regular basis, and that translates into, they don't see any decline or they see improvement. We would love to hear about those things because that helps us substantiate the need for the programs that we offer.
Okay, very
So-
good. Thank you, Gail.
So
And thank you, Heather.
Yay,
Yes.
Thank you, Heather.
Thank
And thank you,
you.
Martha.
Thank you all for acting surprised.
Yay.
So 2022 is going to be a big, busy year for us.
Yes, it will.
So
Well, good
Gail,
luck.
lots of things happening, and I could not do it without all of you, first of all,
Mhm.
and the help of Martha and now Heather, who's coming on with us as a volunteer to start out.
Yay.
So we're going to
Thank
do
you.
some arm twisting to change that, though, I think.
Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. I don't even want to close this series because we've had such a good time today, but we do have things we've got to get done. So let me share my screen with you. I want to tell you about the rest of the week. Where in the World is Heather is today. Tomorrow is Peggy Spear, and we can't decide if she's going to do deer or trees or bears or tigers or lions or we
What
don't
did she
know
do
what-
last week?
Sleighs.
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 Sleds.
Okay, I think what happened, if I understand it, and I wasn't there all the time, is she had deer slated for the week she did trees, and everybody wanted trees, so she did trees,
Oh,
but I don't know if she's done deer yet.
So
I
hide
don't think
and
she's
watch.
done deer.
I don't
No, I
think
don't
she
think she's
did
done
it,
deer either.
no.
So we're just,
So-
it's going to be a surprise.
It will be a surprise. That was
Hey,
Steve's
yeah.
point yesterday. Okay, then Thursday, we have Emily Corbin bringing us Moving to Heal. And Friday, instead of music, we have Jeopardy.
Yay.
Yay! The Jeopardy
And-
game is in the pocket, and I am all ready for that. So come and
All right.
have a good time.
And is it Christmas themed?
No,
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 Doesn't make it too easy, Gail.
that's a surprise.
couldn't find enough Christmas stuff. You could say it's something from around the world, and I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, good.
Gaylord. What is the Gaylord for 500?
Where is the Gaylord?
Now,
Yeah,
How
where
many
is the
rooms does the
Gaylord for
Gaylord
500?
have?
That would be a good quiz after today's session. A Jeopardy about all things Gaylord.
It would, yeah. Maybe
How
Heather-
many lights do they have? How many
Yeah.
rooms do they have?
How many
1400
acres?
1411 rooms.
Very good.
Heather,
Heather, you can maybe work on that as a follow-up day to your Where is Heather Day.
A
Yeah,
pop quiz.
pop quiz, that's right. Anybody have anything they want to share before we sign off for the day?
No,
Nope, we're good.
We're
I
good.
have enjoyed this so much. Heather,
Thank
thank you
you.
for being
Thank
here.
you
today.
so
Thank you,
much.
Heather.
Glad to
All
see
Good to see you, Gail.
bye.
All right.
Merry Christmas,
Bye-bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Everybody,
Happy
Christmas.
holidays.
everybody have a good day.
Bye.